What is going on, everyone? I'm Jerred Z, and I am a photography teacher who's been doing this for the last 16 years of my life. One of the things that I get asked most often is how I pose people when I go out and do portrait shoots. It's one of the things that students just think naturally kind of happens, or they're really super terrified and don't want to actually go out and do it. So I got a hold of Dan and Nicole, two of my former students. What is going on, guys? I hope you like this YouTube thing. And I took them out on a portrait shoot to do some behind the scenes footage. I'm going to talk about my process, how I pose people, why I chose the lens I did, and hopefully you get to learn and are more confident the next time you go out and take portraits. If you have any questions, throw them down here below. I'll answer them. Email me, go to my website, whatever. I really do love photography, and I want to help anyone I could possibly help get better at photography. That's the whole point of all this, is that this world deserves more awesome photographs. And hopefully I can help out with that. All right, so you guys are real stiff. So that always happens, right? So go like this, kind of like, yep. All right, so what I'm usually doing the first couple shots is I'm asking the people to kind of stretch, shake their head, wiggle their face, all that stuff, trying to get them to be comfortable. I kind of know generally the first part of a photo session is not going to be the best. You can see that I'm shooting pretty close to them, and they're still just kind of smiling, and they're a little bit posing for the camera. And once again, that's cool. Some of these photos are going to work, and they're going to like them. But generally, I don't keep a lot from the first session. I'm always looking for details, having them hold hands. I think that's probably a product of my wedding photography days when I did a lot of weddings and you were shooting for an album. But I still think couples and people in general kind of like that stuff. Like when I'm shooting families, I'm looking for toys and those kind of things that they might not remember a long time from now.
Look at each other, smiles. Put your heads together. You guys. All right, good.
I took them outside. They wanted some photos of their new house, which is cool. And because I only took the 135, I went across the street. Now, if this was a regular photo shoot, and this wasn't something that we just kind of went out and had some fun with, I would have brought other lenses, probably like a 35 millimeter. That way I was able to get closer, a 50 millimeter. You can see my settings outside. I'm keeping my ISO as low as it'll go.
All right.
And while still getting, good exposure and getting a couple different shots of them at their new house, just like a standard pose shot. I always get that, and then I ask them to like hold hands and kind of get closer together, and I'm asking them to interact a little bit too. So you can see them smiling at each other and enjoying their time together. One of the challenges of my style is that I really focus on the couple like talking and interacting and joking with each other. And so that's really cool because you'll get some really genuine moments. And as you can see, my settings are not changing a lot because my lighting has not changed. So it did change a little bit from the inside to the outside.
Nicole,
but that's one of the reasons I love shooting manual mode is because within the same amount of light, within the same location, you can mostly keep your shutter, aperture, and ISO at the same levels. And here are a couple of the final shots. This is when they're getting more comfortable. They're having more natural faces. Their interactions are a little bit more natural. I don't do a lot of black and whites, but I like this black and white. I think I did 2 black and whites or 3 black and whites for them. This is a little bit of a different location change in Benson. And I really love that cool, colorful background behind them. I'm also varying, like getting up and getting low, getting above them, getting down low, shooting through those little branches to add a little texture to the bottom, a little blur, which I think is kind of cool. And once again, asking them to look in different positions. One of the things I do a lot is say, hey, look over my shoulder, or I'll put my fist in the air and say, hey, look past my fist. And so they kind of look in the same direction. Love this shot. I think it's cool with that background, especially.
Look at each other. Smiles.
So I'm making sure that I blur the background.
Look at get into it, like
the color in
face
there,
each other.
while still featuring the couple. And the 135 does an amazing job of making the viewer just kind of interact with the couple, and your eyes go to the couple, and everything else is kind of blurry. Love that stuff.
Look at each other.
These are natural reactions. They're really just kind of talking. These are in between moments and in between jokes.
All right, good. Sorry.
Just, you know, really natural expressions is really what I'm focusing on getting. Love those shots. A lot of fun. And these guys are so awesome. Look at them.
Kind of door.
They're beautiful. That's my favorite shot of the whole shoot right there. That's the one. And that's pretty cool too. Down below. I don't do a lot of vertical shots, but I vary. Love that shot. They're holding hands. Really natural expressions. I don't like his shirt at the bottom, but that's something I would edit out. Over here, kind of a cool spot. You get the sun coming behind the building, and you have an interesting little wooden background. So I'm trying to get both. The challenge is those garbage bins to the right. And actually, in this photograph, you can see the garbage bins originally were in there, and I did content-aware fill and got rid of them. It seriously took like 2 clicks, and the garbage bins are gone. So once again, I'm asking them to look at each other. They're talking, they're interacting. I probably took 50, 60 photos of that spot and only kept a couple. In this location, I'm looking at the light coming through the alley there. Really cool, the way the light's moving. Using light and shadow, of course, finding it and then using it to your advantage is everything about photography. This is a little bit before that, but a cool little juxtaposition. If you look at his head, though, I have a pole sticking out of his head. I would edit that out normally. And love the photo. Cool little interaction between the two. But that little pole sticking out is not fun. That's why I moved him in this photograph, right? I asked Dan to go in a different spot, and I'm focusing getting close. Once again, I'm kind of telling a story.
Back up that way more because the light's already fading. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Okay, same thing.
I'm varying. I'm getting down on the ground. I'm trying to use the light in interesting ways. And love this photograph. Really natural, kind of cool expression out of both of them. And they're looking right past me, I think. I put my fist in the air and said, hey, look past me. And I love the natural expressions. Oh my gosh, these guys are so awesome. You can see my settings up there. They're not changing much. I'm keeping my aperture at f2 almost every single shot. I know I want to isolate them away from the background. Another one I like. Put their heads together. I don't do a ton of direction. Put your heads together. Put your hands together. On this one, I'm focusing on her face, and then the next shot, I will, focus on the hand. I like those shots. These are not, I don't have a lot of video of these. These are just some other locations we went to. We didn't spend a lot of time there, but I still like the shots. They're natural. They're getting close. The backgrounds are blurry. You know, I'm using f2 on every single one of these shots, you can see.
You got it? All right, go around. Oh, dude, next time bring the walkie-talkies. Bring the freaking walkie-talkies.
I'm asking them to get in the middle of the street. They have a connection to Benson, and so I wanted to get a picture here. The only problem about doing it at night versus the morning is you're going to get all the cars of all the people going to nightlife. But that's okay. It's so cool. The background's blurry enough that they stand out. And there's another black and white. I think I have 3 black and whites in this whole session, which is pretty unique for me. Now, right here, I'm going to have them, Nicole jump into Dan's arms. And I've never really done this before, so this is kind of an experiment for me, too.
Wait a second. Okay, now I'm good. Yep.
I thought those were pretty cool, but I wanted to get closer. So we set it up and we did it again. Luckily, there's not a lot of traffic in the street. I like these a lot more. See how close? You know, one of the things, if you're not you know, if your photos aren't good enough, get closer.
Here, stay like that.
That's
Stay
an
like
old
that.
adage. Getting close
Nice.
makes your photographs
Nicole, look over
better
here.
generally. Love this shot.
Stay like that.
A lot of energy, a lot of fun.
So,
I think it gives a great expression to the
look at
couples,
this
you know,
stuff is,
interaction
like,
with each other.
fun, and it's
Right
like-
here, we are literally,
Oh,
I
I love it.
think
Nicole,
I even
yeah,
told
well,
them we're
see,
chasing the light. We're going where the light is. And it was to the right, up this little walk. And I had them stop, hold
Stay just
hands,
like that.
and I got a couple shots of them facing
God.
out.
I still got turbo mode on.
Kind of like it. You can, you know,
Took like
see
20 shots right
the
there.
hands together.
Look at each other.
I don't do a lot of these, but it's nice to change things up a little bit. And right here, we're just chasing the light.
Yeah,
The
let's do
light
that.
was gone
Let's
from
get-
the
let's
buildings,
like-
from when you're within the buildings, so we went out and found this cool little field. Now you're looking out and you're just seeing houses and poles and lines. But the great thing about using a 135 like an f2 is that you're going to blur the
just got rid of
background.
Okay, get in
And
there
I'm-
together.
Focusing on just getting that cool light.
Yeah, just do that. Kind of like look. Yeah, yeah. You can do
That's
the awkward.
like their awkward shot. They wanted an awkward shot looking out. I don't think I kept one of those. I like the other ones where they're actually interacting. You can see all these shots were at
It's
the
kind
same
of a
setting. So
popular
from every shot you see from now on, all shot the
All right,
same.
no more awkward ones. Look at
And
each
it makes it
other.
really easy to edit later on. I love the
That's
lens
cool,
flare. I
guys.
lare. I love the light coming in.
Keep looking, Nicole. Yep.
I think it adds a
perfect.
lot to the photos. And I'm moving my position a little bit, trying to vary where
Yeah, light is
the flare is
killer.
going to come in, so it's not right on a lot of features. But I still like that warmth. Here's me getting down low. I'm shooting up at them. It just adds a little bit of a different perspective. If I really want to, I can get rid of that pole, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay,
It's
get
not really
in
coming out of
closer.
her head or anything, so it wasn't that
Yep,
big of a deal.
yep. Oh yeah. light,
Asking them to just get
freaking
put their
awesome.
hands together, put their arms together,
Look at each other,
and you can see that they're talking, and I'm taking photographs the entire time.
dude. I'm so happy I brought this lens.
I'm just looking for
Okay,
their
now I'm gonna
expressions.
go- All right, so Nicole.
It took over 770 photos in
Like,
this.
look right at the camera.
We were there for about an hour and 20 minutes or so, and that's a lot of
Like
photos to
that.
edit down. But they're talking a lot, they're laughing a lot, and I'm waiting for the photos that are going to
Dude,
look
your hair is awesome.
the best.
Smiles,
You know,
man.
when they have the
No
best
smiles.
expressions.
Okay, no smiles.
I really focus
See,
on
rotate a little
the
bit this
couple
way to control itself.
having a good time and the couple feeling natural and feeling like they are doing something kind of fun.
All right, right there, just like that, guys. Actually, Nicole, I think your head. Keep it.
I put my camera, you can see my
camera
camera is actually above my head, and I tilted the LCD screen down. Love her expression.
Yep, look away just like you did.
I just had Dan looking out, focusing in on
Dan, can you
her.
peek over here?
When the couples are
Look where
having a
Nicole-
good
tell her where to
time,
look, Nicole.
they'll usually tell you, and especially the guys. The guys, one of the compliments I get a lot is the guy saying, "Wow, I
Poppy,
had
look past
fun,
my fist
and
over
this
here
was
this
actually
way.
kind of cool,"
Stay like that. I'm
which
gonna see
is
if I
really
can get this
awesome,
on.
especially if you're, into wedding photography, because they will come back to you and they'll tell you, "I want my wedding day to be like this." And there's another black and white. I don't do a lot about black and whites. I think that's my third and last black and white
Look
of
at
this
each
whole
other,
session.
Smiles, whatever you want. Yes, looks good.
Oh, look at them. I love those guys. They're so awesome. That there's a little bit of lens flare there. It's I don't mind it at
Oh my
all though.
gosh,
I think
guys.
it's creative and fun.
Here, sit down on the
Dan
ground.
might get a
Sit on the
little
ground.
lost in
Make
that
sure there's
last
no
photo,
poop.
but it was still pretty cool.
Yes.
And
Just
on
like
this
that,
one, we're
but
getting down on the
something a little
ground.
different.
We're getting lower. I'm just having her position herself behind Dan,
Dan,
and
look serious.
there'll be a couple where she's looking into the camera, a couple where she's looking off.
Look right here, past me.
Nice little expression. I love that
Head against
light.
the coals.
Dan is a stud. Look at him. You are the man, Dan. Love these shots.
Look at each other if you can. I don't know if
These are
Dan,
really
how
cool.
you
The
can-
light on her hair is beautiful.
Just keep don't just kind of
Both
like
of
let
their
your hand-
expressions are really natural
your
and
head
they
down,
feel
you're
really
perfect.
good.
But just kind of like let your eyes just go that way.
This is,
Like,
one of my
see,
favorite
bending
photo
over to
shoots
look
I've
at her
ever
so
done.
much. Does that make
I
sense?
have a connection to them. They were my
Perfect.
former students. But more than anything, it's just a good time to go out and take photos of a couple who really, really
God, okay.
are
Alright, good.
passionate and
Alright, I think we're good.
and have really natural, loving
I have to get
feelings
home
for
anyway
each other.
soon.
And it's one of my favorite things to go out there and do.
Where?
They're cool.
Oh,
Hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions over anything, let me know. write me a comment down below. Go to my website, email me. I, once again, love doing photography and I love teaching photography. So anything you need, go ahead and reach out. Thanks a lot.